Hey everybody, today we're speaking with Mikhail, and Mikhail is one of the best people that I know in this industry. He's one of the best salesperson for sure, but also a very nice guy to have a conversation with, and he is doing a lot of stuff for his company 30K and also on his personal side. Mikhail, welcome to the show.
Oh, thanks so much for having me, Nicolai. And I've been a big fan of what you're building as well. So it's nice to reconnect with you.
Perfect. So in this format, we're asking you 5 questions about how you have been doing sales in 2023. What are you preparing for 2024? Because everybody is viewing here. They want to know what are the best practices, what are the best strategies that can help them to sell more and hit on their goals in 2024. Is that cool?
Absolutely. Let's do it.
Perfect. So we are at the end of 2023 and we're looking into 2024. What is the best method or the best thing that you saw that giving you the best result in this last Q4, something that's working for you, something that's helping you to generate more leads, to have more conversations, have a better depth in the conversation? What, like in Q4, what would be the main thing that help you to do your job better?
It's a great question. I think that there are a lot of different types of strategies out there. There are a lot of great books that people can pick up and read. Chris Voss about Never Split the Difference and other negotiating books. So there's a lot of great sales books. And there's certain things that we need to do throughout the day, right? Things like prospecting, things like qualifying the prospect, understanding what questions we need to ask. But none of that really matters if you don't have the ability to create relationships. So for me, 2023 was really about focusing on building relationships. And the reason why that was so important for me was because 2023 was a down year for Web3, and everything took longer. The sales cycle took longer, and so everything was about who do you know, because most people wanted to work with people that they knew, they could relate with, they could bond with, and so that was my ultimate goal: to get entrenched into the community, to not just be a salesperson, but to really understand what these builders were going through. And that's somebody that I work with. I work with developers, I work with builders, entrepreneurs that are building amazing applications in Web3. So for me, it was important to really be able to resonate with them and understand them and be on the front lines with them and understand what they're going through.
Okay, how do you find, or where do you find the community where your targeted audience is? Because of course you do not want to go there and just be in the community for the sake of selling them more, because I think people can feel that and they would not connect with you. They are only interested in people that are genuinely interesting for them. So first question, how do you how do you find these kind of communities? And the second one, how do you stay genuine, building out these connections and knowing that you have some monetary aspect in this because you want to work with them in the future, maybe, and this cannot be a case for all of the people that you have in your community.
Yeah, and there's really two options, and there's really no easy way, no shortcut way of getting to the outcome that you're wanting. But option number one is you take part in a lot of amazing communities out there. Like you have one that's really great and thriving. So really excited to be part of that. And when you're in there, you're not there to try to sell whatever it is that you have. You're in there to try to provide value to the community. That's ultimately what you want to do. That way you build the trust of the founder of that community and also the trust of the people that are in that community. So I wouldn't recommend going on there and, showing whatever it is that you're selling. Just try to be a genuinely good person. Come in and try to help people. If someone's looking for a contact and you feel like you can help them out, do your best to help them out. Now, the other option is you can create your own community. And this is kind of like the high school effect. Whenever you're in high school, you can either go to a party or you can host the party. And if you hosted the party, you were considered the cool kid on the block. Everybody wanted to, come and hang out with you. So it's definitely a rewarding process as long as you have the best intentions there, and you're not trying to create it to sell your product. You're there to try to create amazing relationships, and through that process you will find that when people need something, they will come to you because they know that, okay, I can go to Nicolai if I need, X, Y, and Z. So that is something that I've been working on as well. And that's helped me a lot in terms of with my sales strategy. But honestly, my sales strategy is just me being, as genuine as possible and getting to know people and not really thinking about any other outcome other than how can I help this other person.
Cool. One of the reasons why I started my community, like one of the people that inspired me was actually you. And that's why you're having the first episode of the show, because then I saw an opportunity that, yeah, you can go and you can create community and this thing is actually working. And I've seen a lot of people that are inexperienced or just starting their career. They think that if they go in the community, that what they were really looking for, like some short-term gains, because they think, oh, it's amazing. It's 100 people in the community. If one or two or 10 buys, then I'm going to hit on my quota. But actually, the thing that Mikhail is talking about is more of the long-term game. When you build this relationship by providing value, and providing value doesn't always mean selling your product. Providing value can be whatever you want. Making introductions, helping people to book more, I don't know, giving them recommendation what kind of restaurants are good at certain locations, this kind of value. And then step by step, time by time, you will just build your network. And then my third question would be something around how can someone starting their career in Web3 BD or Web3 sales right now, what is the number one thing that they should do?
Not expect to get paid. Cool. I know that's such a shocking thing. Like, how could you be doing all this work for free, right? But some of the most successful people, what they've done is they've come in and they said, look, you don't have to pay me. Let me just prove my worth. And then make it to the point where the founder just cannot say no to you. Because, once you get to a point where you can, make certain requests and because you need to get paid, make it to where they just cannot say no to you. And the way you do that is by showing that you're valuable up front. So if you're able to do that, sure, you can submit applications, apply for different jobs. I've done that and it has worked for me, but I think there should be a two-prong approach. One is the traditional method of making those, job applications. But then the secondary one is where you try to prove your worth by leveraging your existing experience. And the best way to do that is not to expect anything in return. So again, it's taking the longer approach, but that longer approach will end up being the one that is the most fruitful.
Very good advice. It actually resonates with the video that I made on this topic that I'm going to link down about getting the first job in Web3 sales. And I'm sharing my experience, what I did. And I just did this at first in the beginning. I was working for free, which allowed me to get this initial starting point of experience and then use this experience as a trampoline to jump into another paid role, paid position. And then from now on, it was just been growing. And then I would recommend this to do for all of the folks. Don't worry about this. The most important thing is just to start. And what skills do you think are crucial for beginner Web3 people, for salespeople, to have the majority of the success? So if they're thinking, what should I start learning? Should I start learning copywriting? Should I start learning how to do the qualification, how to do demo, how to do this? What do you think is the most important thing, especially in the beginning?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think that for me personally, whatever you know about sales, throw it out the window for Web3. There's some things that are similar in terms of building relationships. That's never going to change, no matter how many AI tools you incorporate. Nothing is ever going to replace building an authentic relationship with somebody. But I think an underrated skill is the ability to market yourself and to brand yourself on social media. And that does a multitude of things. One, it creates the ability for you to showcase how serious you are about the industry that you're in. It also works wonders for your personal brand. So if you ever do go somewhere else, you go to another job, you have the ability to take your community with you, whether it be on LinkedIn or Twitter, X, I should say. So I think that is a very underutilized skill. I think in Web3 sales, it's the sales role is more of an evangelist, and I don't mean that from a religious perspective, but
Yeah.
from a perspective of somebody that truly believes in what they're selling, and so they are creating content around it, and not from the perspective of sign up here and then work with me, not making it sound salesy, right? Again, keeping the same mentality of leading with value. But you have to understand what your community needs in order to do that. But that's a very underrated skill.
Yeah, thanks for sharing. And that not sounding salesy is one of the most popular commands that they give to ChatGPT when they want to write something, because it's all the time giving me some kind of weird copies. I know that I'm not doing the amazing good on prompts and the instructions, but telling it to remove all the marketing voice and sales voices helps a lot to make it more closer so people can understand. And then that would be my last and open-ended question. As AI, what other trends do you see in 2024 that are going to impact the way that people sell, the way that you sell, something that you see as an emerging trend, or something that is totally unexpected, but you think that's going to impact the way that people sell? It can be on technology, it can be, I don't know, on the market side, whatever you think, whatever trend you can think of.
Yeah, so I'm starting to notice that there are some CRMs that are specifically focused in Web3, because in Web3, as you know, Nicolai, we utilize Telegram quite a bit. And so the current CRMs don't really have that kind of capability. So I'm starting to see a little bit more traction on that side. And I think having that, there's two sides of it. One side, I think it's great for organization purposes. The other side is the privacy aspect. But I think that if there's a ability to pick and choose in terms of what gets loaded into the CRM, then I think it's a very useful tool. And that there are some folks that are currently working on something like that right now. And I'm looking forward to seeing how that develops here in 2024.
Perfect. I know a few of those folks that are building the CRM tools, and they're brewing something very, very interesting. So, folks, if you want to follow the trend, go there, go online, start looking for these companies, and they can be a huge add-on for your sales processes in 2024. Now, Mikhail, we're shifting into the more of the rapid fire section. We are more interested to learn more about you and just the random questions about cryptocurrencies, Web3, and sales and life. Cool?
Sounds good. And I'll just preface by saying these are obviously my personal opinions,
for sure.
Not Certix.
Cool. So ETH or Bitcoin?
Yeah, Bitcoin.
Bitcoin. Most underrated Web3 application?
SocialFi.
Book you would recommend anyone interested in Web3 overall?
The 48 Laws of Power.
Interesting choice. Okay. Biggest misconception about blockchain?
Biggest misconception, that only criminals use it.
And the last one, if you could have a dinner with any crypto pioneer, who would it be?
Satoshi Nakamoto.
And if it's a group of people?
Well, it could be a group of people, or it could be one single person. Nobody really knows, right?
Okay, let's type it in. Thank you, Mikhail. It was very nice to have you on the show. Everybody follow Mikhail. I'm going to leave all his links down below. He's also hosting the amazing community called Network Spotlight Elites. So if you want to go there and apply and start actually taking some action from this video, feel free. Mikhail community can be the first action point and the first point to start.
I appreciate you having me on, Nicolai.
Perfect. Thank you, Mikhail. Have a good day and see you.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.